We are here today to announce that we have filed an initiative petition to repeal the first law or first bill signed into law by Governor Stitt. The bill number is, the state question number is 809, Initiative 425. This would repeal permitless carry, which we believe overwhelmingly the people in the state of Oklahoma reject. This law is dangerous. This law has been an utter disaster. We've had shootings in Penn Square Mall. We've had individuals walk into restaurants with AR-15s. We've had individuals, young children, find firearms in restaurants. This law has been an utter disaster. So we would need 95,000 signatures in order to get this law or this initiative on the ballot for the people in the state of Oklahoma to make a decision whether they want guns in restaurants, whether they want individuals carrying firearms in malls, whether they want to make sure that our kids are safe. The people in the state of Oklahoma are going to make that decision. Not the legislators at the Capitol, not the career politicians at the Capitol, not the judges, the people in the state of Oklahoma. So we're looking forward to gathering enough signatures, as I said, 95,000. We have a lot more information on our website, Oklahoma for Safe Communities. If you want more information, we're also going to be doing some fundraising on that website. We have not received $1 from out-of-state funders, not $1. This is a grassroots operation. Only citizens in the state of Oklahoma at this point have been involved. Not $1 from any outside funding outside of the state of Oklahoma. So we're excited. We're excited to get this law repealed and for the citizens in the state of Oklahoma, the citizens, to make a decision on whether this is good policy or not. We have several speakers here today, and they will introduce themselves.
This is a picture of my son, Sierra Pierce. Sierra was shot and killed on August 25th, 2012, 6 weeks shy of his 24th birthday and 4 months before his only daughter, his child Sierra, was born. To tell you about my life since my son was killed is, it could take all day. To try and explain the pain is indescribable. The best way I can say it is it feels like part of me is missing. One of my appendages is gone, and I'm supposed to function and move around in society and function like normal, and that is impossible. This is compounded by the fact that Sierra's killer has not been arrested. It's a cold case. It remains unsolved out of Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. Today I'm standing before you with Representative Lowe to make some changes. I'm proud to support his bills. I'm proud of the work that we're doing. We've got to make some changes with gun control in this country and in this state. Permitless carry has to be repealed so other families will not go through what my family has gone through. We have to disarm teachers. This is the worst idea. We have to disarm teachers. We have to have some common sense gun laws. And in Oklahoma, they're absent. They're absolutely absent. I cannot stand for another family to advocate for another family that has lost a loved one from a senseless murder. This isn't an accident, folks. This isn't a disease. It's a homicide. My son's name, Jean Cier, Jean-Ciar Pierce, Pierce. And again, this is my firstborn child. He's been gone for 7 years now, and this doesn't get easier, folks. It does not get easier. I need to stop this so other families aren't suffering like I am, so other families don't have to go through this pain and have to learn the lessons of what homicide does, how it absolutely fractures not only our family, but everyone that knew Sierra, his co-workers, his classmates, his neighbors. This is a community problem, this is a county problem, and this is a state problem. Thank you.
We're not Oklahomans for taking away all the guns. We're not Oklahomans for eliminating the Second Amendment. We're not Oklahomans, we're gonna come and take away your right to defend yourselves. We're Oklahomans who wanna be able to go to a public park and not worry about somebody carrying weapons and coming to scare our children. We're Oklahomans who want to be able to go to a restaurant without worrying about somebody with no training and no common sense carrying a weapon into the middle of our dinner time with our families. We're Oklahomans who want to not have to worry about our children coming home and saying, "Mama, can you buy me a bulletproof vest or a bulletproof backpack to go to our third grade classroom?" Because our biggest fear is having to duck and cover from somebody who's going to bring an automated weapon to school to shoot us. We're worried about common sense gun control, gun laws, which the state of Oklahoma should have. We're worried about a situation where guns are so rampant that violence has ticked up since November 1st when this law went into effect. Homicides in this state have increased since permitless carry went into effect, just as they have in every other state that has instituted permitless carry. The person who's going to follow me, Devin Hughes, is going to quote you some statistics, chapter and verse, and I'm going to leave that role to him. But the fact of the matter is the majority of Oklahoma citizens want permitless carry overturned. We want to be safe from people carrying guns with no control, no licensing, no responsibility. Law enforcement wants people to have licenses to carry guns and training. You wouldn't feel comfortable with your 15 or 16-year-old driving your car with no training and no licensure. Why would we feel comfortable with people carrying weapons that are meant for no reason, for no purpose other than to cause murder and mayhem, to be able to carry these weapons into the public sphere? We're not. Oklahomans for Safe Communities is sponsoring this petition to roll back this law and to institute reasonable measures for the carrying of weapons in public places in Oklahoma. Thank you.
Permitless carry has been a disaster already. In the first 3 months that the bill has been on the books, there have been 65 gun deaths, more than 80 injuries, and that's not counting more than 100 suicides. And that's data from the Gun Violence Archive that's collected on a real-time basis. So we're already seeing the impact of this law, and that impact will continue, as we've seen in other states that have passed permitless carry. We've seen gun homicide rates increase substantially, whether it be Missouri or Kansas or West Virginia that have passed these laws. You can find that data at the CDC. So this is not, as Camille said, about taking people's rights away. It's restoring responsible gun ownership. Carrying a gun without a permit near a bunch of kids playing baseball, that is not responsible. Carrying a gun outside a church service, standing just barely on public land to intimidate them, that is not responsible gun ownership. We should restore responsibility here and have licenses. Make sure people are trained if they're going to carry. And the idea that, well, the previous training wasn't good enough, so therefore we should repeal it. No, we should make sure people are responsibly trained. That's responsible gun ownership. Permitless carry is not responsible. Gun ownership will have a deadly impact on Oklahoma communities that we're already seeing. So we truly need to repeal this law at the ballot box and let the people decide. Look, if our opposition is correct that Oklahomans want this law, they can prove us wrong at the ballot box. This is letting the people decide. They should have nothing to fear if they truly care about the voice of the people. Let the people decide whether they want to restore responsible gun ownership in our state.
Any questions?
So is this from the previous petition? So how is it different?
Yeah, it is different. Before we filed a veto referendum, and we needed approximately 59,000 signatures, and we only had 17 days in order to meet that threshold. This time around, we're going to have 90 days in order to reach 95,000 signatures. So we have more time. So we're looking forward to getting it done.
Is the wording the same though?
There's some differences as far as the veto and the initial
What are the differences?
Well, the differences are basically we're repealing more of the law, I believe. So that's what makes it amazing.
You need 95,000 signatures.
Yeah, we'll need 95,000 signatures. We're going to need 95,000 signatures in 90 days. So, for example, there's going to be a challenge period, approximately 10 to 2 weeks. So after that, once the Supreme Court gives us permission to move forward, then we move forward with advocacy. No, it does not start right away.
Yeah, but you just filed legislation to repeal this law in the first place. Is this just taking another step to make sure that we get another chance to
Absolutely. We're trying every which way to get this law repealed and abolished. So yes, I have filed legislation as well, but if the legislature fails to do their job, we're going to go to the people in the state of Oklahoma to get the job done. We trust the voters in the state of Oklahoma to make this determination, not the politicians at the Capitol.
You think having that extra to get the number of signatures is going to make all the difference?
Yeah, I think the people all across the state are excited. Overwhelmingly, they support us. I've gotten calls from Republicans, Democrats, Independents, everyone. This is not a partisan issue, and we're not trying to take away anyone's guns. There's a lot of misinformation out there that we're trying to take away guns, but what we're trying to do is require a permit and training. The previous law that was in place in 2019, that's all we're asking for. That's it. Permit and training. That's it.
Is there any concern that the legislature could then just in the following session undo this by passing?
Let them try it.
Yeah.
Let them try it. I don't think I think once they realize that thousands and thousands of individuals vote for this on the ballot and this is passed, I don't think that they're going to go against the will of the people. But if they do, they're going to have to answer to the people. Thank you.